Hey guys, it's been a minute. Before I get into anything, I just want to say sorry for not posting any horror news last month. October is a busy time and that's my only excuse. It's not a very good one, but I apologize nonetheless. And sorry for the rebranding of this show. Again, I think finally I'm gonna hit my stride with the show, hopefully. And also thank you to Stephanie, the leader of Morbidly Beautiful, for continuing to let me post on this channel. I promise I will not take another lengthy absence like that ever again. Now on to the show. So welcome back to Morbidly Beautiful on YouTube, your home for horror. This is Horror Update. I'm Nightmare Maven. Let's get into this. All right, so one of this year's biggest horror hits, A Quiet Place, has been greenlit for a sequel by Paramount. And we already have a rough date for the sequel, so we should be expecting it in May of 2020. In a recent interview, writer and director of the film, John Krasinski, had a little bit to tease, vaguely tease, I should say, about the upcoming sequel. Krasinski says, "This is a world you can play in. This isn't just a character to remake. It's actually a world which is a whole different, very unique experience. It's not like Alien or Jaws where the main villain is the thing you're repeating. It's an actual entire set of rules and the circumstance that the world has undergone that you can play in very different facets." As of right now, as you can tell from that quote, it's very unclear whether the sequel is actually going to follow the family from the original film or if it's going to be about something else. Only time will tell. It appears the next anticipated Stephen King screen adaptation is actually going to be coming from the Disney-owned channel Freeform. Say what? Apparently Freeform is putting the 2013 novel JOYLAND into development for a drama series. Involved in the project, and I really hope I say all of these names right, is going to be Bill Haber and O-Star Productions, Chris Pena and Cyrus Naureste. And so far the only involvement from the King himself seems to be, you know, providing the source material, but again, he could be more involved with the show later down the line. Lucien Greaves, the co-founder and spokesperson for the Satanic Temple, has been expressing his distaste recently on Twitter with the use of the Baphomet statue in the Netflix series The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Greaves tweeted on October 26th, "Yes, we are taking legal action regarding the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina appropriating our copyrighted monument design to promote their asinine satanic panic." Greaves has also been tweeting a few more things about it, stating he's surprised that people are surprised that they are pursuing legal action against this, even providing images to show the complete and utter likeness that the statue from the show has to, you know, an actual real life statue of Baphomet. The Church of Satan itself has yet to release a statement, and I've also yet to see any new information on the development of this story other than what Greaves has been tweeting, but it is an interesting argument nonetheless. And finally, the last bit of news is for you horror fans out there who also love to read, who also find that the holiday season gives you the urge for some bloodshed. Or is that just me? I have some books here that were released just this past month and they all seem very, you know, holiday, winter apropos, but also have a spooky twist that may interest you. I will just say I haven't read any of these yet. I just recently picked them up. They just came out in October. So all I know about them is the explanation from the back of the books, but I will do my best to summarize them for you. So the first one I'm going to talk about is probably, at least I'm just guessing here, going to be the least gory out of all of these books, but it is The Spell Book of Katrina von Tassel, which is a Sleepy Hollow inspired story. When the itinerant schoolmaster Ichabod Crane arrives in the spooky village of Sleepy Hollow, Katrina van Tassel finds herself instantly drawn to him despite her family's wishes. Brought together by their mutual love of books and music, Ichabod and Katrina embark on a secret love affair, sneaking away into the woods after dark, all while praying they do not catch sight of Sleepy Hollow's legendary headless horseman. That is, until All Hallows Eve, when Ichabod suddenly disappears, leaving Katrina alone and in a perilous position. Enlisting the help of her friend and rumored witch, Charlotte Jansen, Katrina seeks the truth of Ichabod Crane's disappearance, investigating the forest around Sleepy Hollow using unconventional, often darkly magical means. What they find forces Katrina to question everything she once knew and to wonder if the Headless Horseman is perhaps more than just a story after all. So it seems like this is going to be a kind of different take on the Sleepy Hollow story, with Katrina as the protagonist instead of Ichabod, which seems interesting. I know it's supposed to be taking place around Halloween, but it's still kind of like, you know, end of the year time, spooky times. And, you know, maybe if you're like me and still lamenting that October is over, this might be a good read for you. All right, next one is actually a, you know, movie tie-in for a movie that hasn't been released yet, at least over here in the States. It is Anna and the Apocalypse. So Anna and the Apocalypse is inspired by the motion picture that is coming out, like I said, at least over here in the States on November 30th, which is meant to be a zombie horror holiday musical. Obviously, this being a book, it's not going to be a musical, but I guess this could be an interesting option for you if you like the idea of Anna and the Apocalypse and maybe hate musicals. Seems like it's going to follow exactly how the movie is going to follow a, you know, high school student who has to face down the zombie apocalypse with her friends. And I should say, sorry, I forgot to mention, it is written by Katherine Turner with Barry Waldo. And the final book, probably the one out of the three I'm most excited to read, mostly because I love a good anthology, actually comes from Blumhouse Books and is Hark the Herald, Angels Scream, which is an anthology of stories that are centered around Christmas time, but also with a horror twist. Just based on the cover alone, it looks awesome. Some of the authors include, I'll read from the back here, include Sarah Pinborough, Kelly Armstrong, Scott Smith, Sarah Lotz, Sarah Langan, Joe R. Lansdale, Elizabeth Hand, so much more. And yeah, I mean, it just looks great. It looks like the perfect little read to get through the holiday season. And anthologies are great because you can start them whenever and pick it back up whenever you want, because you don't have to try and remember what happened in the previous chapters. You can just read a story or two at a time. Yeah. So those are all out and available at, you know, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, I assume, other locations. If you want to check those out for yourself. That's all I have for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts on the stories that I talked about in the comment section down below. Do you want the sequel of A Quiet Place to be about the family from the first film, or do you want it to be another story? What about the JOYLAND adaptation? Are you excited for it? Not excited for it? Does the fact that it's coming out on a channel like Freeform kind of make you wary, or are you okay with it? And what about the Church of Satan versus Sabrina thing? What are your thoughts on that? For more of me, you can find my channel link and all my other social links in the description box. You can also find all the info you need on Morbidly Beautiful also in the description. All of the social links for Morbidly Beautiful are down there, as well as the link to our main site to keep up to date on all the latest horror news and reviews. And of course, make sure you subscribe to this channel to keep up to date with horror news with this show. There's unboxings, and we got some other awesome shows on the way for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week with more horror news. Bye.